Hi there. My name is Claudia, and I am your senior director and trainer with Pampered Chef. Whether I recruited you or you came on my team because you're recruiters on our team, I just want to welcome you to the Bazaar Bullet Train. We are so excited for you to start your journey with Pampered Chef, and I decided to make a quick little video just to give you some basic information about starting your business. So by now, you hopefully have your consultant ID and your login information. So what you want to do with that, the first thing you want to do is go to pamperedchef.com. And I'm going to share my screen real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So you go to pamperedchef.com and then you sign in on the top right and you put in your username and your password. And that brings you to Consultants Corner. You are now in a whole new world of pamperedchef.com. So basically, there's lots and lots of information in here, okay? But I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. What is really, really important that you guys stick to as you start is new consultants start here, our Pampered Chef University. Everything you need is in here. So just click on check it out, and then you click on new consultant start here. Okay, and then it starts with our welcome video of Doris Christopher, who is the founder of Pampered Chef, and Tracy Britt Cole, who is our CEO for the company. She used to be Warren Buffett's right hand, so she's amazing. I think she's only 31 years old, and she's just awesome. So what I want you guys to do is, as you're getting started, just go through this tutorial step by step by step. It tells you what to do in your first 24 hours. There's a checklist that you want to print out and make sure you're checking things off, okay? It talks about the new consultant rewards program, okay? So everyone is eligible to earn Pampered Chef dollars. So you just joined, so you will get an email with your first 30 and 90-day end date. You want to highlight those dates on your calendar with big stars, circles, whatever it is, because you are in a rewards period with Pampered Chef. When you submit your first 1250 in sales, you will earn 100 Pampered Chef dollars. You earn 100 Pampered Chef dollars for every 1250 in sales you submit in your first 90 days. Now, when you do that in your first month, in your first 30 day, by your first 30-day end goal, you will also be eligible to earn the sign-up bonus that you signed up with. So I highly recommend to set 1250 as your first 30-day goal as one of your minimum goals to achieve that. So you can earn about a $300, $400 paycheck. You'll earn 100 Pampered Chef dollars, and you'll earn the incentive, the sign-up bonus for the month that you sign up for. You can also earn an additional 100 Pampered Chef dollars for every new consultant that joins your team once they submit 1250 in their first 90 days. Okay, so you have two ways to earning Pampered Chef dollars in your first 90 days. So set a goal, highlight those first 30 and 90-day end days, and let's get to work. Now, how are you going to get there, right? So we'll talk about that in a second. I'm just going to go back to PCU and walk you through it a little bit. And I'll talk about the fast track bonus here in a minute, but everything you guys need is in here, okay? Just go through every little step. It sets up your order payment account. It talks about the host and guest specials for the month, signing up for your free website for your first 90 days, how to set up your first party, how to coach your first host, and so on. What to do, within your first week, what to do when your kid arrives, what to do after your first shows. And then it's got some basics on booking, host coaching, selling, recruiting, and customer care. Okay. And once you're done, there's also resources in here. So there's flyers. All the flyers are right here on the top right-hand side. Now, once you're done with all that, or if you happen to want to search for something else, you can just go back to home, back to Consultants Corner, and you can search anything you want in here, okay? So if you're looking for fundraiser information, you search for fundraisers. party styles, and different styles fundraiser. All the information you need is in here. If you want to go back to Consultants Corner and search for recipes, you can search everything you need in here. Okay, so this is our PCU, so I want you guys to stay on this site and get familiar with it, and do a training course and then write down some questions that you might have, and then just give me or your recruiter a call and we'll walk you through everything else. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is why you're doing this. Okay, so I want you to think about why you decided to join Pampered Chef. Whether it is because you just want free products, whether it is because you are looking to make an extra, $500 to $1,000 a month, whether you're looking to maybe quit your full-time job and do Pampered Chef full-time, or whether you're just doing it for fun. Okay, you need to think about why you're doing Pampered Chef and what you're trying to accomplish, and share that with me or your director or your recruiter that brought you onto our team. The reason I'm very fond about knowing why you're doing something is because that is what's going to stop you from quitting. Okay, when tough times come, cancellations, maybe low attendance, low sales, things like that, you want to think about why you're doing this and what's going to um, motivate you to pick up the phone? What's going to motivate you to ask people to book parties? What's going to motivate you to go out there and, put yourself out there? So think about why you're doing Pampered Chef. So I want to share a little bit about myself. I've been with Pampered Chef for a little over 6 years. I originally started to make about $500 a month. I always like to say, my husband used to joke and say, unless you make $500 a month, it's just considered a hobby. So that was my first goal, is to not make it a hobby and make $500 a month. Over my career, I've had two kids, so I've done this alongside two small children, and I've done it alongside a full-time job for a couple of years. And eventually I realized that I could just simply add a couple extra shows to my calendar, be able to stay home with my children and not pay, half my income in daycare. So for now, right now, I am doing this full time. I average about $4,500 a month, and I work about 25 hours a week. I do about 3 parties a week. But again, that's not something that you might be interested in. So the beauty is you can do as much or as little as you want. We are just here to help you accomplish whatever goals that you are setting. Okay. So we've talked about earning your first Pampered Chef dollars. So now how are we going to earn those, right? So I encourage you to book 6 parties in your first 30 days. 6 parties is going to get your business off the ground. And here's why. If you compare it to an airplane, I always like to compare it to an airplane, because an airplane doing about 25 miles an hour is never going to get off the runway. It's never going to go up. Okay. So that's kind of like doing maybe 1 show a month, and then next month you'll do another show. You're never really going to get to experience all that this business can do for you. But by having about 6 shows just in your first 30 days, okay, just in your first 30 days, you might want more after it, but you might say, Claudia, this is too much, and that's totally fine. But by doing 6 shows in your first 30 days, you are going to get that airplane off the ground and running. Okay, here is how you're going to get 6 shows. You're going to book 2 launch parties. You're going to set a date for a local launch party where you invite your friends over to cook and play with you and test out a recipe. The reason you're picking 2 dates is because there's always people that can't make one of those dates. So I always like to pick a during the week and maybe a weekend show. So when you're talking to people and you say, hey, I'm having a party on the 25th, can you make it? And they say no. You said, I'm also having a smaller party for people that can't make my first date on the 27th. Could you make that? Does that work for you? So then you maybe have 2 parties that have 10 and 10 people versus one giant party, and maybe even feel a little bit overwhelmed. So there are your first 2 parties. 2 local launch parties. Then you're going to go out and book 2 more parties before your launch party by asking your closest friends, your families, by them having parties. And then you're going to book 2 more parties at your launch parties. As long as you pack the house, There shouldn't be a reason why. So that is how you have 6 parties in your first 30 days. They can be virtual parties, they can be catalog parties, they can be free summer workshops, they can be local, local cooking parties, whatever it is that excites you. I highly recommend 6 parties. You're going to be able to earn your first reward, your sign-on bonus, your Pampered Chef dollars. You're going to have cash in your pocket, and you're just going to get that airplane off the ground and running. So this is why we need you to have 6 parties in your first 30 days, okay? If you're struggling with this or you don't know who to ask or what to say, definitely call me or call your upline or your director, and we can help you with that, or take some training on PCU about bookings. You also have a little recipe guide, recipe to success booklet in your paperwork box that came in your kit that gives you great words to use to book those first shows, okay? So go out there and book 6 shows for your first 30 days, and I guarantee you, you won't regret it. The other thing I want to mention is that if you are already set that you want to be a future leader in this company, you want to make $1,000 plus with Pampered Chef, I want you to know that instead of us training you as a new consultant, we can also train you as a future leader right away, as soon as you get started. And by doing that, and by wanting, $1,000 plus income, we can get you a bonus. It's called the fast track bonus. So by promoting to director in your first 90 days, you can earn up to a $500 cash bonus, and it actually goes up to $2,000 in your first 6 months. So go on PCU, check out the fast track flyer, and if that's something you're interested in and you would like more information, we can definitely we can definitely help you achieve the fast track bonus. So what I want you guys to do, what I want you to do is go book your parties, go book those first parties, set up your launch party, be in constant communication with me or your recruiter, check out Pampered Chef University, set up your free website, set up your first show, set up your direct deposit, because we all want to get paid, right? And set up a call with your recruiter as soon as you're done watching this video, so we can follow up with you and help you achieve your goals and dreams with Pampered Chef.